if you're an Australian that's ever taken a holiday or a trip to Bali, you own a Bintang singlet. And if you don't, well, you're even there. Welcome back to ABV TV, where I drink beer on the internet. Now, you would have seen the title of this and probably said to yourself, hang on, that's not fucking craft beer. What are you doing reviewing that? And I'll tell you what. So, the other day, probably the other week, probably the other month, time just is a concept. I was kind of sort of longing for Bali. I've been to Bali a couple of times. I do like it there. I think it's a fucking awesome country. The people are so lovely. Yeah, it's cheap. It's good. It's sunny. It's hot. But it's a nice part of the world. And I was actually thinking about Bintang, because over there, well, last time I was there anyway, which was a couple of years ago, thanks coronavirus. Pretty much the only beer you could drink there is Bintang. Now they do have a craft brewery called Stark. Beers aren't that crash hot, unfortunately. And you can get a couple of other beers over there. I think San Miguel and something else that now escapes to the top of my head, but Bintang is everywhere. And I'll tell you what, on a hot day at about 10:30 in the morning, where it's already like 35, you've sweated your ass off, and that's just getting out of bed and diving into the swimming pool. A Bintang will quench your thirst. And while I'm over there, love it. I've not had a Bintang in Australia in years. I can't remember last time. Probably back before I even started on craft beer. So anyway, the point of all of this long-winded story is that I felt like a Bintang, and I thought, you know what? Let's review it, because sometimes I think to appreciate good beer, you do have to revisit some shit beers. Now, there's some that I will tell you right now on this channel will never fucking happen. BB is one of them, Carlton Draft is the other. Two is new, maybe we'll have a go at some of the others, but BB and Carlton Draft can get fucked not doing it. Lay the Lord in. Anyway, Bintang. I don't even know why I'm pouring this into a glass, to be perfectly honest, because I should just neck the damn thing out of the bottle. Look at that. That looks just like a beer. And it smells like a mass-produced beer. So Bintang is meant to be a Pilsner. So here's my first issue with that. To me, Pilsners are German Pilsners, Czech Pilsners. They're light malt, obviously, Pilsner. But no, they've got to use SARS as a bittering hop. It's got that pepperiness, no, I'm not sure that's a word, a peppery spiciness to it. And they're really enjoyable lagers, because Pilsner is a lager, if you didn't know. It is. So I am not convinced that you can call this a Pilsner, because it doesn't smell anything like a Pilsner. It does smell very much of sweet maltiness, and that's probably added extract or sugars that are helping to create that. Because I'd hate to think that some perfectly good grain went into making a beer like this, or others of similar ilk. But yeah, I wouldn't exactly say that it's a Pilsner. Oh, it's got sugar. Look at that. Water, malted barley, sucrose, which I'm pretty sure that's a sugar. And I'm pretty sure I butchered how to pronounce that word too. Barley and hops. I tell you what, whatever hops are in this, fucking minimal. Barely touched the damn wort. Anyway, cheers. Definitely reminds me of Bali. It reminds me of sitting in the pool. So when we go to Bali, we usually get a villa because they're cheap. And yeah, villas usually have a swimming pool. And the one we stayed at Seminyak, it's got a lovely pool, and yeah, just reminds me of sitting in the pool, not a care in the world, smashing Bintang. God, that's sweet. And maybe that's why it works on a hot day as well. Replaces, it's like an electrolyte replacing what you've sweated out. Good. I'm potentially regretting this decision. Anyway, it is what it is. But yeah, Bintang is definitely everywhere in Bali. If you've never been, you can go anywhere. It's either in a stubby or a long neck. And me being me, if I go somewhere, like if we go and have lunch somewhere and there's a long neck on offer, I'd always choose the long neck. It was always dirt cheap too. Like it would work out to be like $3 for a long neck. Yeah, I do miss it over there. Yeah, as I said, it's a beautiful country. I know a lot of people go Bali, think of when you're 21 and you go to Kuta and get just smashed and fucked up and buy weird pills from sketchy blokes on the side of the road, and they are fucking everywhere, and they will try and sell you anything from illicit drugs to prescription medications. I suppose everyone's going to make a buck. But yeah, that part of Bali exists, and to be honest, we've been to Kuta once for lunch. That was it. Wouldn't recommend it. If you're 21, do it. You're young, you're carefree, who cares? But if you're as old as I am, no. There's much nicer places. Canggu, really nice. Seminyak, where we usually stay, is filled with businesses owned by Australians. So pretty much every cafe in Seminyak is owned by an Australian, it seems like. There's actually some nice bars and things there as well. Little shopping centre, markets, all that sort of crap. The other good thing about Bali is beach clubs. So clubs at a resort on the beach or by a pool. There is an entry, cost of entry, but you usually get that back in free drinks. Yeah, they're lovely. Because it's a Buddhist country, so like a lot of the temples are gorgeous and are really nice. If you go up to Ubud in the rainforest area there, gorgeous countryside. Everywhere in Bali is just really nice, and as I said, people are very, very friendly. It's part of Indonesia, which some people think that's a bit sketchy. It's not. It's probably, I describe it as it is still third world in a way. So some things aren't going to be as what you expect. If you were to holiday in America or New Zealand or England. So like sometimes you can't flush things down the toilet. Well, waste product obviously, but not toilet paper, so think about how that fucking works. That's just weird. So yeah, some of the plumbing's not so crash hot. If you ever watch them in construction, holy shit, that's an eye-opener. One morning for breakfast we sat and watched construction of a place being built, which the next time we were over there we went. It's a lovely restaurant, but yeah, the scaffolding made out of bamboo, workers wearing thongs, no hard hats, no safety equipment whatsoever. It was dodgy, and my god, they're lunatics on the road, but it seems to work for them. I don't know how, but I don't think there's traffic lights in the entire country. It's chaos, just chaos with scooters and bikes and just people doing whatever the fuck they want. But it's lovely. It's a great country, and like yeah, like I miss it. I miss traveling. Something that I used to do a lot before goddamn coronavirus and forced me to stay home and create a fucking YouTube channel. So yeah, that's another thing you can blame COVID for. If it wasn't for COVID, I probably wouldn't be sitting here drinking cheap beer talking to you guys. Oh, this is painful. And as I've mentioned in videos in the past, you won't tip a beer. So this is going to be a struggle. This is going to be a long one. God damn. Anyway, Bintang Pilsner, apparently. Go out and get him if you're in Bali. If you're not in Bali, don't get him. Don't do it. But if you're in Bali, yeah, buy the 6-pack. It's cheap.